welcome to another City Update. I'm Deborah Sedillo Dugan. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the country, and the city takes great pride in promoting the importance of a graffiti-free Phoenix. Joining us today is Lee Staten. Lee's from the Neighborhood Services Department to talk a little bit about how you can do your part in helping keep Phoenix clean. It's nice seeing you, Lee. It's been a while since we've done this interview.
Yeah, it has. It's good to see you.
It's nice seeing you as well, too. Let's talk about blight and graffiti overall. How big of a problem is it here in Phoenix?
Yeah, sure. It's actually a pretty big problem. It's large enough that we have a full-time staff that's out there on a daily basis taking calls and removing it. We also have volunteers that I have a group. We go out there and do the same thing. And it's big enough that we have 1 month dedicated to fighting graffiti, where we educate the residents and go out there and do projects all together.
Okay, that's awesome. So when we talk about education and public awareness, public education, give me an example. What kind of things are you doing? You're going into schools, you're going into businesses, what kind of partnerships do we have with the city?
Yeah, so first off, we have what's called the Blight Buster volunteers, and their primary goal is to educate themselves, to help with residents in their community and educate them about graffiti. And you know, it's more than just blight. It actually serves as an economic impact on your community. It lowers property values, believe it or not. And some people don't really recognize that. But what we do is we go around to community groups, we talk to them about it, we try to get them engaged to do their own cleanups, even so little as just to call it in. But we also go to schools, after school programs, and we talk with kids about what is graffiti, what they can do to fight it, and basically also what the repercussions are if they get caught doing it. So
that's right, because it is a crime.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot of these people just think it's normal to have. You know, they don't recognize it as actually being blight or even a crime.
Now, there is a difference when there's graffiti art and there's murals on bridges and underneath, you know, certain walls and whatnot,
yeah, absolutely,
opposed to tagging.
Yeah,
and just
so just blatantly, to keep it simple, tagging is a tag. It's a symbol that someone puts up there, and it's usually very ugly. We like to call the other version murals. So just like you said, lots of times I'll get kids or people go, well, there's some really nice graffiti. And that's true, but what I say is, the difference is, do you ever see it disappear when they put it up? And the answer is no, because they got permission. Therefore, it's not graffiti, it's a mural. I mean, it's a graffiti style, but that's the difference between a graffiti and mural. A mural is permission, where the property owner or the resident gave you the right to do it, and graffiti would be illegal.
Okay, and some of it's public art, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, if they get that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about these volunteers and the Blight Busters. They go around to different communities. Somebody calls in. Kind of break it down for me, the process of where they go and assist in the particular neighborhoods.
Yeah, so there's different roles. The way I try to recruit you is I never want to say, hey, you got to do this. Everybody has different roles. You have someone that wants to do this, and you have someone that wants to do this. So we have certain volunteers that they just go so far as, hey, call me when you need me, but for the meantime, if I see graffiti, I'll call it in. That's all I want to do. We have the next people that actually go to, we have a graffiti warehouse where you can rent supplies. I shouldn't say rent, you could pick up supplies. Rollers, paintbrushes, and paint. It's absolutely free as long as we identify that there's a graffiti in your neighborhood, and we'll supply you with that. Those volunteers will actually go get those supplies and remove the graffiti themselves. And then the next level is what we call leaders, which I really like. They work directly with me, and we go and meet with different communities who have problems, and we set up a large-scale cleanup where we have one this weekend, for example, and we're expecting about 40 kids and maybe 20 adults, so 60 people. So not only are we taking care of the problem, but we're educating and addressing the community on what's going on.
And what I love about it, too, you're really teaching our young people the future of this country, the importance of beautification and you know, keeping our city beautiful, and the environment, and Mother Earth, and all of that. Yeah, it all goes hand in hand. Now, these, just to be clear, these are for the most part volunteers, correct? The people, the leaders, and the Blight Buster folks.
Correct. Yeah,
okay.
They're verified volunteers with the City of Phoenix.
Okay, no, wonderful. Now, I love the idea too about the renting, because a lot of people don't realize or recognize that the City of Phoenix does in fact have this warehouse that they can, it's all organized, and they probably have to call you to get it all figured out, to borrow gloves, to get the pickers, the bags, the bins. How does that all work out?
Yeah, so basically if you would like to do a cleanup in your neighborhood, you'll contact Neighborhood Services directly, and they will, you have two options. If you know of an area, you can let them know where the problem is, but they'll always send a team out to address it. We evaluate the area first. That way we're not wasting paint or supplies. Like some people might think, oh, I'm going to have a bunch of people, 50 people. And in reality, you only had 5, and we just got rid of all that. So they'll send a team to evaluate it and tell you exactly what you need. Therefore, you can come pick it up. And then once you pick up the supplies, you'll be able to do your own project. And we supply, again, the paint, the rollers, the foam rollers that go on the rollers and paint brushes. We have chemical for like stop signs and that type of stuff too. But I think the one message I want to get across is people don't realize that these supplies are there, and if they have graffiti in their neighborhood, it's just an ongoing problem, you can keep this stuff at home and address it when you need to.
That's awesome. And also, not only graffiti, but they're just like for major cleanups too.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sorry.
like that,
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah. So on top of that, if you want to do a cleanup, we have rakes, shovels. We even have a tool trailer that you can reserve. All sorts of stuff. But this warehouse, yeah, it's basically just that. I mean, if you want to do a community cleanup, you can contact us directly and we can set you up. So what I like to say is, if you're interested in doing it, I need you to come and bring your volunteers, and I'll bring the rest.
I love it, and I will be doing that soon because
Yes,
I'm
you
going to
will.
be doing
Yeah,
a cleanup
you're
in my
signed up.
neighborhood too, as well. Now, we're going to wrap this up, and phone number, email that we want to let people know who to call, where to call, and how to report if there's graffiti.
Yeah. So you're going to call the main number to report graffiti, and that's 602-534-4444. Very simple. I hit option 1 twice. And then to report graffiti directly, you will contact the NSD website.
You guys are doing such a great job, and not only in a specific month where we're trying to do the public education, but year-round, making sure our city is beautiful and keeps beautiful.
And if any of your viewers are interested in becoming Blightbuster volunteers,
Absolutely.
again, there's no commitment. I like to think of it as just a family and a team. I can count on you, you can count on me. So if you're interested, they can contact me directly.
Okay.
And my number is 602-495-0564.
Wonderful. Well, Lee, thank you so much for spending a couple minutes with us.
Thank you.
Very important topic, and we do want to keep our city beautiful. Okay, take care. Now, I also want to remind you to report graffiti. As you just heard from Lee in your community, you can call 602-534-4444. Hit option 1 twice, I believe. Or you can also email blight at phoenix.gov. For City Update, I'm Deborah Sedillo Dugan.